We need a spiritual rewiring that enables us to see one another in our pain, in our fear, in our joy, and in our yearning, right? See us where we are, right? The person that wants to go to hell is because he's limited in his vision. The one that, being able to see each other in our pain, it's probably because he's been disappointed before. Someone has let him down who's in faith. He has expected some things and he didn't get those things for whatever reason. It's where he is. It's not for me then to ostracize him. It's not for me to push him down. It's for me to bring him up. It's for me to love him where he is, not wait till I gets to where I want him to be. We have to love one another where we are. That's the only way we can be a blessing, and help one another out of the pit, out of the miry clay, onto the rock to stand. Right? We cannot change global injustice today if we. I'm gonna wear my glasses on this one. We cannot change global injustice today if we isolate ourselves in places that are safe and removed and disconnected. To change the world, we're each going to have to find ways to get closer to people who are living on the margins of society. That's the only way we're going to reach the world, being able to go where the people are. But yeah, but your safety has to be a consideration. You only do that when you've considered it to be safe physically, safe psychologically, and safe spiritually. Don't go to a place that you don't have the grace for. But you're saying within the limit of where you find yourself, right? Be open, to love people where they are. Be open to love people where they are. Don't wait for people to come out of where they are to love them. Love them where they are, because that's what God will have us do. Love them where they are. The love you have for them where they are might bring them to the place where they need to be. If you wait for them to get to where they need to be, they'll probably never get there. They'll probably never leave the miry clay. We need to love one another where we are, right? And leave the choice to that person as to the next move based on the love the person sees, the light the person sees. We're not called to change one another. We're called to love one another. What we do here is influence one another, not change someone else, because none of us is God over the other. We're God over ourselves. We're God over our situations. We're not God over another human being. We're called to influence, not override or be God over another person. Trying to be God over another person is called witchcraft, right? And that's a sin. That's against God. That's of the devil. We can influence someone else, right? But we can't override their decisions, right? So you love people where they are, right? And your love will influence them, right? So we can't solve problems of building bridges from a distance. If you want to build bridges with people, it's not throwing things over the fence. It's going to where people are, right? And being close to those people, seeing them, understanding them, feeling them, and getting them. That's how you build bridges with one another, right? It's not just throwing things. That's how people, husband and wife, grew apart. Because one thing that all I do is what I do, with my heart not being there. The wife thinks that the way to a man's heart is food, so you give the food, but you don't love the person. You're not there for the person. You're not seeing the person. You're not seeing the troubles, the pain, the change in the face. You're just giving the food, food. Or you are the husband just giving the money, money, money. That's then love, then love. We can't solve problems by building bridges from a distance. You need to be vulnerable. You need to move closer. You need to let the person know that you see him or her, that you understand him or her, that you get him or her, you feel him or her. That's what's important. It's not the food, it's not the money, it's your person, it's your attention that we all need. We all need one another, not the things that we can give, right? There is power when we get proximate. Only then can we have mercy and compassion. We can only have mercy and compassion when we see each other as human beings, when we see our own selves in another person. Then that's when we know what it is to have mercy and compassion. When we see God, the image of God in my fellow man, the mercy can arise, and compassion can arise. Be kind, for every person is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Everyone has their own battle struggles they're going